Well, Craig, it's taken a while, but officially,
Absolutely.
welcome to Clydebank. You've been appointed as the first ever club chaplain.
Thanks very much, David. Yeah, loving being here. Been in here for a couple of months now. It seems like a long time ago when I came in during the summer months. Now it's absolutely freezing, but yeah, I must admit I'm loving every moment of it. Really good to be involved with you guys.
For people who maybe aren't aware, what is a club chaplain and how did it all come about?
Right, well, a very good question. Well, first of all, how it came about, I actually came out of the blue for me, David. It was around about January time, and I was actually looking to make some changes to my employment. I work with Street Connect, and I'm also involved in a local church in Clydebank. And at that time, I was working 4 days with Street Connect, but I really wanted to focus on the church side of things. So I decided I was going to drop down a day with Street Connect and just work a 3-day week. And it was just in that transitional period, I got a phone call one day from a chap called Mark Fleming, who I'd never met before. And Mark started to talk to me about sports chaplaincy and how it all came about during his time at Partick Thistle. And in the middle of the conversation, he then said, "You're probably wondering why I'm phoning you." And I said, "Well, yeah, good question, Mark." And he said, "Well, Clydebank FC have been on the phone and they're interested in appointing a club chaplain. Would you be interested?" And to be honest, David, it seemed a no-brainer, really. I'm local, I've known the club for a number of years. I remember the good old days when we had New Kabowie. My brother's a season ticket holder, so I was really keen to get involved. So that's how I came about, to get involved in sports chaplaincy. But what is a chaplain? Well, I'm still trying to figure that one out myself. But no, a sports chaplain, I suppose one way you could look at it is like a wellbeing coach, if you like. Over the years, we've came to recognise that there's more to football players and just their physical skill on a football park. So more often the management team, the rest of them, they're there to look after the physical side of players. And I'm really there just to look after the mental, emotional and spiritual needs that the players might have. And that can mean a number of things. It might mean just having a moan at me. If things aren't going well in the football park, they don't want to moan them off, then they can come to me. Or it might be some deeper issues that they're having off the park that they don't want to burden the management team with. So they can come to me and I'll be there just to listen, hopefully offer some advice to them. And if need be, I can always signpost them as well. We work closely with Breathing Space, so it might be an opportunity for me to be, signposting people to that or other organisations if I feel the needs that they've got is out with my remit.
You obviously mentioned Breathing Space there. Obviously they've been a long-term partner with the club. I guess that kind of shows the wider wellbeing element to the club.
Absolutely, David. I think it's an absolute fantastic thing at Clydebank are doing here. A lot of teams are now going down the same path as well, and are starting to recognise, if we're really going to see the team perform to the maximum, then we need to look after the whole aspect of the players and not just the physical. So I think it's a really good signing at the club of doing this path.
And obviously, I do hope you feel part of the club already, but I guess you are also that one step removed, that you don't have sort of power in terms of selection. So you're probably that bit removed in terms of players can come to you, that they're not going to worry about being dropped if they've got issues, that they can speak freely to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I must admit, I do love the club. I feel it's very much a family club, and I feel being really welcomed into it. But yeah, it's good that the players can come to me, and they don't feel intimidated in any way. And they're not having to worry about, if they come and speak to me, does that mean they're not going to get played, etc, etc. So I think that's a really good thing.
What are your sort of hopes for the partnership between yourselves and us and Breathing Space going forward?
My hopes, well, I'm actually hoping that one day we'll win by a Champions League team, David. Well, maybe not quite. But my hope really is just to help the players to perform to the maximum. If I can help them to really get to the peak of their game, so along myself and Breathing Space, to really help the players with their mental, emotional and spiritual needs, and that way they can then be freed up just to run the park and to play their game to their best ability. And if I can help them with that, then I would say that's a success.
I guess football is a sort of typical melting pot where some people might be deeply religious, some might be spiritual, some might have absolutely nothing, but effectively you're just there as an ear in general.
Pretty much, David, yeah. I mean, even with the spiritual aspect, obviously I come from it from a Christian perspective. I'm a ordained minister in a local church, so that's where I flow from. But understand that's not everybody's cup of tea, and some people are not religious at all. You know, so it's there just to help at any level we can. And even the spiritual aspect, it's whatever that might mean to the player. Because even though they're not religious, we've still got some spiritual needs there. You know, and it's also, of course, like I said, it's looking after the mental and emotional needs as well.